Gambo, Gambo. All glory and honor to the Most High, Tata and Zombie, Yakongo, Nkimbo, Na, Tata and Zombie, Luzutu, Na, Impeve, Longo. Praise to the Father, Yah. Honor to the Holy Spirit. We give thanks, honor, and glory to Him, that who has made us and not we ourselves, where we're kept and preserved by the Most High Yah. This is it's gonna kind of be a tough message for me because it touches on a very sensitive subject matter to many people, and about relationships that we have from beginning of our life until we are in adulthood, that many of our relationships as the anointed and chosen of the Most High uh, has led us into good and bad circumstances. And the Most High, in all his wisdom, knowledge, he knows how to bring us out of any and all bad uh, circumstances, relationships. The thing about relationships is that if one side is doing all the work to maintain a good relationship and the other side is not reciprocating, excuse me, precipitating, reciprocating as best as possible, then that relationship needs to be evaluated. And sometimes we maintain um, sometimes we main uh, relationships longer than they should be maintained, because not all relationships that we have, although sometimes we get together and we have a good time and this and that, but when you really outside of those moments, and you stop and evaluate your life, where it's going, following the ways of the Most High, and excuse me, following the ways of the Most High in this world that we live in, this present world that we live in, is a very strange, uh, uncommon, um, could be weird in the sight of many people. But me, myself, the Most High has constantly throughout my life reassured me of my relationship with Him, and has brought me out of many unhealthy relationships. And being who I am, and someone that didn't have a lot of friends growing up, had a lot of acquaintances. And there's a big difference between acquaintances and friendships or friends. They're not equal, because acquaintances is like somebody you have interaction with. But as I said before, when I first started, when a friend reciprocates the care for the relationship. Acquaintance, they like you can like know somebody, see them at the mall, you might go to the house or they, whatever, but they're only there for a temporary time in your life. And that even can go for what the world would consider blood relations. Father, mother, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, right? But the Bible doesn't break down relationships that way. You have father, mother, and brethren. That's male and female, brethren, right? Their brethren could be the son or daughter of your father's brother or your mother's brother. Those are brethren, right? And so in the environment I grew up in, my father was my pastor, and my mother. I grew up in a very stable, I would say stable household. My father was a fantastic provider. Mother was for all intents and purposes, a homemaker. She was a stay-at-home mom for the most part of our lives. Very, very seldom she went out and worked outside the home, but majority of the time she was in home, uh, maintaining the home and everything that a wife does. But as we get older, my father began, my father teaching us the ways of the Most High, as I guess as the best he could. Um, when you become aware of things, I can only speak to myself. I can't speak to for my brothers and sisters. But I began to notice things, and the Most High put desires in my heart, and it eventually those desires I start praying for, and He began to move in my life in a very, very special way. Um, and eventually, uh, went into the military, came out of the military, and started really seeking the Most High. And made bad choices. So what am I getting at? So even in my life, that married married three times, and first marriage, huge mistake, and I paid dearly for it. But the Most High preserved me through that marriage. Um, Left that marriage, and married somebody that deep in my heart I know I shouldn't have married. And one thing led to another. The Most High gave me my heart's desire, gave me a woman that even before we physically met. I knew she loved me more than anybody I have ever experienced in my life, on a not just a physical level, but a level of it was a deep spiritual love. I mean, just it 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 was something I never experienced before, put it like that. Although we had our rough patches, we have rough times every now and again, even presently, but the love of our love for the Most High is beginning to exude from us to each other, and is spreading out from each other to the other people of the house, my daughter, my nephew. So it is my endeavor to show you that if you are seeking the Most High and you're desiring the ways of the Most High, if you weren't, I was raised in church. I was raised in a quote unquote, I said this before, commandment keeping church. Those some of the relationships I'm in reference to. Um, my wife said this. My wife said this. I don't know, analogy or a I don't know how to phrase it, but this old saying that um, if love not being is not, if love is not being served, you're at the table and love is not being served, it's time to get up from the table. If love's not being served, it's time to get up from the table. So many people fall into the trap of staying in relationships when there's there's no love there. There's no benefits you're receiving for maintaining the relationship. And it's my endeavor to show you in scripture, even some scripture that's um not in the Bible as it is contained today, but it's sometimes we got to break those relationships and put it like this. If you're seeking the Most High and you're around people that, whether it's your father, your mother, or both, sister, brother, cousin, whoever it may be, if that environment is not conducive to righteousness, holiness, to the ways of the Most High, then they will pull you away from the Most High. They will pull you away from the Most High. If you are constantly around people that is really, truly not concerned with the things of the Most High, and you are, then that relationship you need to break till you get strong enough in the Most High, be rooted and grounded in the ways of the Most High, that like like it says in the Psalms, like a tree planted by the rivers of water, the roots will run deep when you are properly nourished in the ways of the Most High for a season. Once you have gotten to the place where the Most High will allow you to go back and revisit those relationships, so be it. But keep in mind they're going to see that change in you. Some will might embrace it, some may not. For the most part, most won't. That's just fact. The Most High never promised us in this life easy sailing, no conflicts, no struggles, no battles, no war fighting. He didn't promise none of that in this world. So I'm gonna get started. Excuse me, kicking this thing around. All right. Share my screen. Okay. All right. All right. This right here, what you're looking at, is from the book of Jasher. Okay. This is from the book of Jasher. Now, when you read the Bible, you got to keep in mind that, in particular, the book of Jasher is mentioned twice in the Bible, maybe 3 times, but I know for certain 2 times. Okay, so you got to ask yourself. It's mentioned in um, the book of Joshua and the book of, I think, First Samuel, and I think it's anyway. I know those 2 places for certain. So you got to ask yourself, if they're mentioned in the Bible, why they are not in the Bible, right? And many people fall into the trap of not understanding this right here. This right here. Many people fall into the trap of not understanding this right here. That they truly believe that this is all there is, right? You got to understand that the Most High gave the word into the hands of the heathen. The gave the scrolls, all the writings into the hands of the heathen. Now, I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna go off on a tangent on that. So anyway, this is the book of Jasher. This is the website right here. You can see that right there, archive.org. Archive.org. There's many old sources that you can look up in this website, and I think it's a free website. I believe. So this is the book of Jasher. Now I'm showing you this right here. This is Abram, what he is known was known as Abram before he was Abraham, or in the what they say in Kikongo, Abana. Okay, all right. So let's get going. And when Abram came out of the cave, he went to Noah and his son Shem, and he remained with them to learn the instructions of the Most High and his ways. And no man knew where Abram was. And Abram served Noah and Shem, his son, for a long time. And Abram was in Noah's house 39 years. And Abram knew Dothan Zombie from 3 years old, and he went in the ways of Dothan Zombie until the days of his death, as Noah and his son Shem had taught him, And all the sons of the earth in those days greatly transgressed against the Most High, and they rebelled against him, and they served other gods, and they forgot the Most High, who had created them in the earth and in the inhabitants of the earth, made unto themselves at that time every man his god, gods of wood, stone, which could neither speak, hear, nor deliver, and the sons of men served them, and they became their gods. Okay. So, what is not in the 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 KJV, or the KJV, King James Version Bible, or um any other version Bible, you won't find that, the book of Jasher. Now, the reason why I went there, because it leaves out in the book of Genesis a whole lot about the life of Abraham, the life of Noah, the life of all those that preceded them and after them. Okay. Okay. So this is Genesis 2:12:1. Now the Most High, now Tatan Zombie had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house into a land that I will show thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed, as Dr. Zombie had spoken unto him, and Lot with him. Abram was 70 and 5 years old when he departed out of Haran. Okay, so the part that is not in the King James Bible is that Abram and his father Terah was in the courts of Nimrod. And I won't go into all that, but Abram had to leave because his life was in danger, right? There's a lot of things about Abraham that we don't know because of the thievery that had taken place. Abraham was fortified in the ways of the Most High by Noah and Shem. Shem was his great great grandfather, I believe, great great grandfather. Noah was his great 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 grandfather, right? Okay, so that's very vital because it doesn't give you the understanding in the King James Bible how Abraham got the wisdom and understanding and knowledge he had when he left Haran or whatever. Now you got to keep in mind all this is taking place on the continent, right? So the point I'm trying to bring out is that Abraham's father Terah, this guy right here. Let's see, okay, right, and the king and all his servants, Terah with all his household, were then the first of those that served gods of wood and stone. And Terah had 12 gods of large size, made of wood and stone, after the 12 months of the year. Wow. So I didn't read that part. I know I read this whole book before entirety. and don't remember all this, but it's good. I'm glad I came back to this. So it kind of leads you into understanding where the 12 months of the year, the names came from, right? And he served each one monthly. Every month, Terah would bring his meat offering and drink offering to his gods. Thus did Terah all the days. Okay, so this is Abraham's father, Terah. This is why he had to leave his household. Now it goes into more detail of what happened before he left, right? But before he was able to actually leave, he had to be taught the ways of the Most High by Noah and his son Shem. Okay, right. All right. So you see, Abraham came from a heathen father, a pagan father, right? Many people are snared and entrapped because they think that they have to maintain that a mother and father and son or daughter relationship in those circumstances. If you're trying to follow the ways of the Most High, the Most High is going to get you out of there. If His hand is on you, the Most High is going to get you out of there, one way or another. And it's better if we are of age, if you are of age, to seek your own to break the bond of that relationship, be it father or mother, that you can maintain yourself and establish yourself, that you don't have any um, nobody has any control over you, because when people are providing for you and there's expectations of you got to do what I say and do all this and this and that because I'm your mom and dad, but they ain't thinking about the ways of the Most High. And as it says in the New Testament, and what is known as the Gospels, when the 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 seed sower went out into the field and sowed seed, some fell on good ground, some fell on stony places, so on, and some fell among thorns and thistles, right? And some by the wayside. Well, when it says, when concerning the stony places, that when the seed is sown in the stony places, that when tough times come, because you have no depth of earth, your roots don't run deep enough to survive the hot sun, um, the stormy weather, whatever it may be, that represents the turmoils of life. You don't have the depth of earth um, in you, and you would wither away because of your environment. But if you are, like I said before, like a tree planted by the rivers of water, can nobody pull that out of you? Can nobody deter you or derail you from following the ways of the Most High? But you have to be rooted and grounded first. You have to have depth of earth. Your roots have to run deep first, right? Okay. Doing a little reading this one. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 13. I may not be reading. I've been reading quite a bit, but not the whole, I don't think the whole chapter. If there arises among you, give me a second. I might get my glasses on. What's it here and there? All right. If there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign and the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Okay, so clarity, right? Clarity. So in other places in scripture, it uses the terminology lying signs and wonders, right? Lying signs and wonders. So don't let don't let these false religions, um don't we let religion lie to you and cause you to believe just because somebody is doing miracles, performing miracles and doing many different things of of spectacular proportion, miracles and whatever, right? That will cause you got to see what they believe, basically what I'm saying. If they're not following the ways of the Most High, if they're not following the laws, statutes, and judgments, the commandments of the Most High, then they are presenting to you lying signs and wonders, right? And that sign and wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. So nobody in their right mind that is trying to deceive you. This is what these prophets or dreamers of dream, synonymous, are trying to do. They're not trying, they're succeeding and in record number proportion, deceiving many. Satan has deceived the whole world, right? So nobody's going to come up to you and just say, come on, let me show you this thing. And all of a sudden, poof, bang, bang, he performs a miracle before you. Oh, I'll follow you. You're a sign. You're a wonder worker or whatever. You're a miracle worker. Let's go follow you, right? And just blatantly, worshiping and doing. No, it's all under deception, all under disguise in many forms, and it's going to take place over a long period of time, because nothing is going to be manifested. Satan's not going to manifest who he is right away, but Satan will always manifest who he is in some shape, form, or fashion. That's why we need to be rooted and grounded in the ways of the Most High. What does that mean? What do you mean rooted and grounded? When you serve the most High, when you obey his law, statutes, and commandments, when you seek, like Abraham did, right? He left his father and went to learn the ways of the Most High from Noah. The Most High proclaimed Noah, according to what is written. The Most High proclaimed Noah as perfect in his generation, right? Who better to learn the ways of the Most High from than the man that the Most High proclaims as perfect, right? So this goes to show you that the law, statute, and the commandment did not come up during the Exodus. They existed from creation. They were part of creation. They existed with the Most High, because you cannot separate the Most High from his law, statute, commandments, and the law, statute, commandments from the Most High. That is the word. That is the word. And so let me go ahead. Let me continue on. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your infumu proveth you to know whether ye love Tata Nzambi your infumu with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after Yahweh your infumu and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away. Pay attention to this. And that prophet or dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to turn you away from Yahweh your Almighty, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Most High Yah commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even until the other end of the earth. So, what does it say right here? In Yahweh thy Almighty, or Tata Nzambi your Infumu, king, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage. So we are presently living still. The entirety of the earth is in bondage. The entirety of the earth is in bondage. And people are being deceived to serve other gods, either the gods of Egypt, the gods of the Romans, the gods of the Greek, the gods of I can't remember, Hinduism, the god of Buddha, the gods, all these different deities, all these different religions. So no matter what the name of in what they consider the Abrahamic religions, they're all the same. And it started back here in Babylon, Nimrod, even before Nimrod, because when when the people of the earth in the days of Noah and before Noah was ever conceived began to corrupt themselves, the fallen angels, the Nephilim, began to corrupt themselves with the daughters of Muntu, the daughters of Muntu, the daughters of men. And they produce giants. Another word that been coming to my mind, demigods. Demigods. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me see this real quick. A male being often the offspring of a god and a mortal who has some but not all of the powers of a god. Okay, so I don't know why this came to me this early this morning. Demigod. That's the word demi is short for demon. It's a demon god. Who were the gods? It was the Nephilim. It was the fallen angels, right? It was the fallen angels, right? It was the fallen angels that mated with the daughters of men and produced giants. And they call it Greek mythology. They called it Roman mythology. They called it Scandinavian or Norse mythology. We gotta understand these things were not just made up fiction. These were factual happenings, and it's the facts that they were giants in the earth, fallen angels, uh the offspring of fallen angels and human women existed. That's why it says, let us go after, serve other gods. That's what it's talking about. So these things actually existed. That's why the Most High flooded the earth. Okay, moving on. Okay, what is this? If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, or thy son, if thy brother, thy son of thy mother, or the son or thy son, excuse me, thy daughter or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is in thine own, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Now, what is it saying is that From one end, cliff note, a ball doesn't have ends. Just saying. That's just a cliff note. From one end, from, from one end, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. So if the earth was a globe or a sphere or any spherical object, wouldn't have ends on it. Okay, that's just a cliff note. So no matter where you are in the earth, no matter where you are in the earth, from one end to the other, people are serving other gods. Well known fact. So even Christianity is rooted in serving other gods. Christianity, uh, 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 Islam, no matter whatever religion that you can call out, is rooted in serving other gods. So from 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 Greek mythology to Roman mythology, it's the same gods, just changed different names. From the days of Noah to Nimrod to the Egyptian Empire, Greek the Greeks got a lot of their gods from Egypt. That's just that, because they invaded Egypt. So I said this many years ago, many times. When you go through the books of when you go through the different captivities of Isolde, from one empire to the next, they were already heathenistic. But when they invaded the country, they took their gods and the gods of the people that they conquered and mixed them with their own. That's how you get so much confusion in the world, where people don't know what is what, up is down, left is right. They don't know what is true, what is false. It's because of all this cultural mingling and Satan ruling the earth. And his angels mingling with the daughters of men have created these gods. So nothing comes up out of thin air. The ideology of of a lion's body with wings of an eagle and a head of a eagle, they mated with animal beings too. That's where you get all these different half man, half beast looking imagery, because they once existed. Right. So anyway, so this is what this is saying. From no matter where you are, there's false gods in the earth, no matter where you are. And it in some circles like Christianity, they give you an image and they change the name of the true Messiah and give you Jesus Christus, which is the Roman pig god, right? They're giving you all these false gods that can neither save nor do anything for you, right? So I was listening to somebody, and it was, and it's fact. Look at look at all the places where Catholicism is, where Christianity is. If Christian Catholics, which they're all the same, Christianity is Catholicism. Catholicism is Christianity. Everywhere you find any of those religions, particularly Christianity, there's poverty in record numbers. And in the United States, it's increasing. So how can if Christianity is they worship the true and living, then why aren't they doing anything or seeking the Most High to end this poverty? The wealth of the Vatican, just the wealth of the Vatican alone could end poverty throughout the earth. That's how much wealth they have accumulated. So you got to really think about these variables in these religions, right? Don't let nobody dictate to you to serve other gods. Father, mother, son, daughter, wife, nobody. This is Psalms 27, verse 10. Hide not thy face from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O Yah, of my salvation. Mfumu, of my salvation. When my father and mother forsake me, when my father and mother forsake me, then Tata Zombie will take me up. Then the Most High, Yakongo, will take me up. Why would your mother and father forsake you? Because if they're not following, if you didn't learn the ways of the Most High from them, and you learn the ways of the Most High to somebody that the Most High has put in your life, and they're teaching the ways of the Most High, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, your mother and father will forsake you. That's why it says when. All right, moving on. What was I doing with this one? Matthew 10. Shucks. Give me a second. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is the Messiah. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in Zulu. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. So think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. So the Messiah himself, you see what is happening in the earth. It really doesn't take a rocket science to figure this out. It shouldn't. That when the Messiah came, when the word creates problems for people. As we surrender to the Most High, the word actually grows. It's the spirit of the word. This is the sword which is in reference to, because in some places it says men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. People don't want their evil deeds exposed. But if we love the Most High, we will expose ourselves to the Most High and come clean before him and be transparent. If your deeds are upright and your heart is in the right place, then depending on the circumstance, you let that light shine, that the Most High has brought you out of this into his marvelous light, whatever it is from your past. The ways of the Most High, the sword, is the sword. It is completely opposite of the ways of the world. This is the problem. When you watch commercials, when you watch the actions of people around you, compare what the law, statutes, the commandments say, compare them to the actions of people. You don't got to say nothing to anybody. You're trying to get right. If you can't get somebody else right if you're not right. You got to take the beam out of your own eye so you can see clearly how to take the speck of dirt or the shaving of wood out of your brother's eye or somebody else's eye. So you see what I'm trying. You see what I'm saying here. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. When you desire the ways of the Most High, the ways of the Most High will always conflict with the ways of the world, the the ways of religion, because the ways of religion is bondage. That's why the Messiah said, who the Son has set free is free indeed, without a doubt. Indeed, without a doubt. Whom Yahweh has set free, whom Tata and Zombie, Yakongo has set free, is free indeed. When you are walking around confident of the ways of the Most High in you, you're just walking, you're just living your life, and you're seeking the Most High, and you're doing what is necessary to be pleasing to Him, your very presence will cause problems from your family members, mainly family members. Telling you this from what I know. I ain't never said I'm perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But when you're walking the ways of the Most High, you know when you're walking the ways of the Most High. And it's not because I decided. That's a lie from the pit of hell. I decided to follow. The Most High, we ain't decided anything. The Most High has made choice of us. He has made choice of us. I know people that was not even raised in church, and the Most High has drawn them to Himself. Like me myself, I'm the youngest out of five children. Excuse me. I'm the youngest out of five children, and I'm the only one that has followed and even um, gained more knowledge and understanding that my father had. But I'm the only one that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of my ability. That's given to me by the Most High. It's not on my own physical or mental capability. It's because of the spirit of the Most High. I've I've been through a lot of different things. A lot. Not more, not, I mean, more than some, not much as others. But it's a not easy, it's not an easy thing to forsake your father and mother, sister and brothers, your loved ones. It things came there because it was easy for me in a certain situation, became easy for me. Doesn't mean it's be easy for you, but doesn't mean it's not necessary for you. Right? Okay, moving on. A man full shall be they of his own household. So you got to remember that we lived in a community, or in one house. It could be like this is saying. It could be father, mother, sister, brother, uh, uh, your wife, mother-in-law, all these different uh, family groups in one household. So that's what this is in reference to. So it could be, look, father, mother, son, daughter, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, all these is representing one household, right? That's why I say man's foes shall be they of his own house. All right, moving on. This is First Corinthians 15th chapter, verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners or morals or standards, right? My father said all the time, son, you're known by the company you keep. If you can't draw them, they will draw you. If you can't, if you can't be a light in the midst of them that they want to know the light that shines in you, and they're not asking and seeking to come out of their own ways, then what they do will cause you to fall away from the ways of the Most High. That's what this is saying. Evil communication corrupt good manners. It corrupts the ways of the Most High. Okay. All right. Got that one already. Okay. Ephesians 6:1. Oh, sorry. Okay. Children, obey your parents in Yah, for this is right. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of Dr. Nzambi. Okay, so right here, obey your parents in Yahweh, Dr. Nzambi. What does this mean? That if your birth parents are not following the ways of the Most High and not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you are not obligated to stay with them. You're not obligated to follow them. You're not obligated to obey them after you get to a certain age. If you're old enough to work and maintain yourself, you got to get out of that environment. But if they are, honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise. So if the light of the Most High is in you and you're seeking to follow the ways of the Most High, and your parents are not, that's going to be a problem. I'm not saying to disrespect, dishonor your parents, but when we don't obey the ways of the Most High, you're automatically committing idolatry. You can only serve one or the other. There's no middle ground. Either we're serving the Most High or we're serving Satan and his devils, demons, demigods. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You're not obligated to stand in the ways of heathenism. And anything outside the ways of the Most High is heathenism. It's just that simple. You're not obligated. You're obligated to respect your parents and give them honor and respect, but you're not obligated to follow their deeds if they're not following the ways of the Most High. We, as parents, we're obligated to teach our children the ways of the Most High. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communication hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Messiah with Belial? That's another word for Baal. Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? So this, INF, okay. Did I spell it right? Infidel. DEF. One who is that is funny. One who is not a Christian or who opposes Christianity. That's ridiculous. An unbeliever with respect to a particular religion, one who acknowledges no religious beliefs. That's not proper. See, that's why you can't trust. You really just can't trust any anything that what a person who is accused of disbelief in the central tenets of one's own religion, such as members of another religion or irreligious people. So basically, any person that is not is this just simple, just like what I was saying before. Anybody that's not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High is an infidel. So Belial. Let's look at Belial. Belial is a term occurred in the Hebrew Bible in the Old Testament, which later became personified as the devil. It's some text of the New Testament spelling. Alternate spellings include, told you, Belial, Belial, E lower. So these are different spellings of Belial. So it's a demon. Okay. All right. Shit. Okay. So I hope we can see, and I just touched a very few scriptures, but just enough to make the point that the Most High has called you and chosen you. Um, we have to stand on the ways of the Most High. If we don't, Satan will consume us. Satan will consume us. How? By people unrighteous relationships. And the thing about it is, the more you get closer to you get the Most High, the less you want to be around certain people. You can be around them for a short period of time, but it's only going to let you be around there for a short period of time. Okay. So develop righteous relationships. It's, it's not easy, but it can be done. So we thank the Most High. Hope you will be edified by this message. Um, as you surrender to the ways of the Most High. Study, practice, keep the commandments of Yah. Live. Keep the commandments of Yah and live. To Yah be the glory. The Congo be the glory. May Yah bless thee and keep thee. May Yah face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee salama. Sabada salama.